Hello. The August Scrawlrbox was very interesting and pretty intriguing, to say the least. First, we received an IsoSketch. I'd never heard of that little tool before, and so I had to do a little research. I learned about isometric sketches, which are basically 3D sketches. And you normally use a grid paper to make those sketches. So I learned about the IsoSketch. So there's a teacher in the UK who created this tool called the IsoSketch for his students. It's a ruler with some stencils that you can use to create 3D sketches without using a grid paper, and it's really neat. There is a website as well as a YouTube channel that shows videos on how to use it, so I decided to use all those videos and try all the different ways to use it, so that I would get familiar with that tool, and that I can do my challenge using it, and I pretty much entirely used that. And I must say I had a really fun time doing it. The markers that came in the box were really nice. They're the Spectrum Noir markers, but I think they're a newer version. They're the Illustrator markers, and they have a fine bullet point as well as a brush nib, which is really nice. The two colors that I received are pretty muted colors, but they complement each other really well, and it's nice to create shadow effects. The Stabilo .88 fine liner is very nice. It's a 0.4 millimeters, and it is water-based, but it won't bleed with the alcohol-based markers. So you can use it to create your line work, and then when it's dry, which is pretty quick, then you can use the alcohol-based markers over it without any problem, any mess. The eraser works really well. I'm very impressed with it. I like how it feels in my hand, the ergonomic shape of it. I used it a lot, and I really liked it. And the Derwent Precision Mechanical Pencil is nice as well. It's nice and heavy in my hand, so I like that. And I heard a few people complaining about the lead that's easily broken. I really didn't experience that at all. In my opinion, when you sketch, you're not really supposed to push really hard on your lead anyway, so yeah, I didn't have any breakage at all. So I guess it depends if you're heavy-handed or not. I'm not, so I didn't have a problem, and I really enjoyed using this mechanical pencil. I like the fact that when you double click on the end, the metal tip retracts, so it kind of protects everything. I thought that was cool. So all in all, I really liked all the items in this box. The only thing, and that's really being picky, that I really didn't like, well, I didn't enjoy as much, is the eraser at the end of the mechanical pencil. I thought it was too squishy, too bouncy, and not firm enough, I guess. But it erased well, and I used it a lot. And just for my sketch, I used most of it. But the package came with refills, so that's great. And it also has lead refills. The theme for this month is Imagination Palace. So of course I did want to draw a castle of some sort. So at first I started sketching random castles in my sketchbook, and I thought that after that, on the paper that came in the Scrawlrbox, I would sketch it again, but with the IsoSketch. And I think the sketches that I came up with, they were just getting too boring. So what I did is I turned the page, I started on a new clean page, and I sketched. I started sketching stuff with the IsoSketch to see what I would come up with, and I started building around it. And I had a lot of fun doing that. I just built upon the previous shapes that I made, and I came up with something I really liked. And then when I was done, because I started in the middle of my paper, I can end up with an off-centered castle. So I took a clean piece of paper that came in the box, and I sketched the same thing that I had done on my sketchbook. And then now it was off-centered. It was too much to one side, so I ended up adding a lot to it. And you can just spend hours and hours adding more stuff. It's a really cool tool. You can, any angle you use, you find a way without measuring anything, you know, how to add your ellipses and your cubes, and it's really nice. So once I forced myself to stop sketching, I ended up using the Stabilo fine liner to go over all my pencil marks. And then once that was dry, which was pretty quick, I used the Spectrum Noir markers to add some shadowing. I left a lot of it white because I didn't want to go overboard with the colors and ruin it. And I used also the fine liner to do some hatching. But all in all, I thought it was really nice. In the end, the eraser helped really erase every line that I did, and I did go heavy in some areas where I was not sure what to do, but everything is nice and clean, and I like the result. It's really not the type of drawing that I usually do, but oh, I really had a lot of fun. I think I spent about 4 hours on this, and the time flew by really quick. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. If you have any questions or comments, just ask them, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.